Football's back. I'm excited. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon, Detroit Lions on SI, Lone Wolves podcast, promising you content every single day live throughout the course of training camp. Right after I'm done, headed out to Canton. Bags are packed. I'm ready to go. Thanks, everyone. Today, just going to review Inside the Den. I watched it 50 minutes before I hopped on with Crunch Time. I liked it. I wanted more. 50 minutes for all that wait? More. That should have been 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You would have had a captive audience, more engagement. Hour and a half, at least a movie, not as long as Happy Gilmore, 2 hours. I liked it. I think the fans deserve to see that. Tyleik Williams, Tate Ratledge, the love that Dan Campbell has for Tesla. Good stuff. Want to talk about it. Key position battles to watch that I want to see today. A couple things I want to see. Clearly, the safety position is going to be interesting. Definitely, no doubt about it. I think the offensive line is going to be key. Quarterbacks. Lots of intrigue for the Detroit Lions. I think defensive back has some key battles. So this game has ramifications. I know that people will say it's a preseason game. The game plan is not going to be severe, super heavy game planning, but there's still, when you go play football, you got to execute. And Dan Campbell's not going to watch the film with the coaching staff and say, well, it's a practice game against the Chargers. No, they got to go execute. You have a job to do. Dan Campbell expects you to go and do your job. I'm looking forward to it. Anything at all you want specifically to be monitored closely, we're going to watch Tesla. We're going to watch Giovanni Manu. Broderick Martin hopefully has a chance to make a play. We're going to watch all of it. So just here for 30 minutes. Drop your questions if you have any. It's great for all of you joining in. It's an opportunity just to set the table for tonight. Hopefully everybody's going to have a chance to get home comfortably. 8 o'clock NBC Peacock on the radio station at the Lions Radio Network 97.1 locally here in Macomb Township. You can find all the information at the Lions website too regarding the local radio stations in your town. But I'm excited. Drop any questions you have near the end. We'll hit as many questions as possible. Thank you, guys. Good things are happening for Lions on SI. Great things are happening. A lot of interested individuals in what we're doing digitally. It's a growing platform. People have now an awareness that we have a certain level of success on the digital side of things. So it's fun. It's a fun opportunity. Nighthawk Express. I'm here early this morning. Game day. Let's go. Absolutely. Rock Howard. Excited for some live football, even if it's backups and cut guys. Yeah, exactly. Excited. Why am I going to drive 3 hours and find a high school to get the credential and park in a fairground to watch football? Let's just say the accommodations are weird for a game of this magnitude. You couldn't get us parking anywhere near the facility. When you use the word shuttle, you're just like, oh boy. So wish me luck that the opportunity presents itself, that I'm going to be okay. I think I'll find avenues to be okay. All right. Inside the Den, episode 2, my thoughts. I thought it was well produced. Great. They always do a good job, but 50 minutes just going through the draft picks, I think you could have did a lot more, highlighting Tyleik Williams in his first day, even more. Tate Ratledge, more footage. I felt like you could have went deeper with some family stories, some knowledge about the players. You could have did some things. You have the full resources. I mean, if you're just going to delay it, go all out and present the full thing. I think that it should have been, if you're going to delay it and not put it out during the 6-week off period, because you are one of the last teams to do it. I think the last team to put one out. You got to give the people at least 90 minutes, a movie. At least halfway, it would. I could play it when I'm on the drive to Canton. 50 minutes. It was in and out quick, and it was just a summarization of the draft picks. You could have did more. You could have had a chat with. You could have had a 4 or 5 minute chat with Sheila. Some review. Here's what we're expecting. Dan Campbell said in his meeting at the end, "Hey, this is tougher." More of the talks beforehand. There's so much stuff. I just wish that there was not a cap of 50 minutes. But overall, my review of Inside the Den, very positive. I think that you get an inside look at how Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell position themselves to find the players that the Lions like. And it's pretty clear with the area scouts. It's, hey, do they fit the mold of loving football, having talent, being good people, and can learn quickly on the talent side of the game, throwing a lot of information at these guys at the combine and seeing what they can regurgitate and what they know. That's the test of if you love football. Can you adapt? Can you, in an interview, can you handle something that's thrown at you that you're not exactly familiar with and get after it? These guys as the Lions pick, at least you can say fit the mold. They're not bending and they're not adapting anything outside of their standards. The Lions have a standard. The standard is the standard, and you have to meet it to be a Lion. And Dan Campbell encapsulated that in the past when he said, and others said too, Brad Holmes, not everybody can play for the Detroit Lions. There's a standard here, and there's a certain kind of player. And when you stick to it and you honor it, it's going to be something that's going to be fruitful in the results out on the field. So Inside the Den provided a lot of inside information. It was really good with Brad Holmes kind of talking about his love. There were guys that he wanted at different spots that he still got later. He wanted Miles Frazier at the end of day 2, got him on day 3. He wanted Dan Jackson and Ahmed Hassanin, got them both. I thought that there was a great insight into Brad Holmes' thinking and Dan Campbell. So overall, Inside the Den, very positive. A would have been A+ if it was longer. That's a hypercritical response. Is that it's so good, you want more of it. Mr. Lupe, morning live show, nice. I wanted to see more of the stories of Ahmed Hassanin, Dan Jackson, Dominic Lovett. So much was available to see. Tyleik Williams' first day, the opportunity to see Tate Ratledge and battling through the injury. I thought the question that they showed, they could have showed even more. Dan asked Tate Ratledge, tell me what grit means to you. And Tate shared it directly. Opportunities that you get to see inside knowledge is really key to kind of see how the Lions formulate who they want, and they stick to it. And it was great to see Sheila Hemp. I thought that she definitely came out a winner as well, asking about if Tate Ratledge is going to play center, probably knowing that Frank is debating and questioning his future and probably leaning toward not being there. Positional versatility for the pick that they want to trade up for. It was cool to see John Dorsey talking to the Patriots and being like, this is a great deal. Just take it. This is what it is. And seeing that Jacksonville and the Patriots were interested in making deals and how those calls get made. Imagine you're listening on the other end of John Dorsey and he's like, I think you're going to like this deal. Take it. Don't say no to John Dorsey was something I jokingly came away with. But I wanted to see more of the footage. Would have been really cool, diving deeper into the story's background, where they got these football passion from, what's their inspiration, what's their why. More stuff that you could see for the fans. And I just think that it was well received, and hopefully they get the message that July 30th is not the release date. Everybody else gets it out. You could sacrifice a little bit of detail to get it out a little faster and just put more in it. Get after it. Others are doing it, so you got to get after it. In comparison to the rest of the league, they're already starting to do their training camp documentaries, episode 1, 2. You know, this should be Inside the Den, episode 5, week 3 of camp. You know, the week before, preparation, the first week, now heading into it. Got to get after it. You got to step up the content with some more society. So I'm heading out to Canton right after this. And I think it's going to be very, very interesting, this game. There is meaning to this game. There are players that are going to have their careers be defined and evaluated by what happens. There's the UFL cornerback, the UFL running back. There's players that are going to be battling for positions all throughout. And there's so many good ones. I think the most competitive, you guys let me know, what's the most competitive battle you think there is? I think it's at safety. I think Maurice Norris, Dan Jackson, Ian Kennelly, Lauren Strickland. That's a tight battle because Jackson, I think, has the lead over the others because he was a draft pick. And I think Avonte Maddox is so positionally versatile and a veteran that he's in. Only a couple spots left. So this is going to be key. Strickland and Kennelly do different things. Maurice Norris has had a quiet camp in regards to quietly playing well, but at times is a little bit too aggressive and got himself kicked out of practice. But there's some things that each player brings to the table that's really amazing. And so what does that mean? Kickoffs, punt return, gunner positions, things that you do on special teams that indicate your effort level and your attention to detail. So Dave Phipp's going to have a lot of input into who stays. Again, right now, in my opinion, I think that Dan Jackson and Avonte Maddox have a key, but the others have to battle. They have to get after it. Rock Howard, really want to see Menu out there. Absolutely. That was a takeaway that everybody had was MC3. It's a shame Frazier got injured. Misses the whole preseason. Exactly. Oh, Lion King, you hit something there. I couldn't find him at camp. Um, he's veteran. He's doing some things. I want to talk to him, clearly. The Lion King wants to know what's Raekwon Williams' status at MSU. He's on the team and a veteran. He's got a gritty story. I want to talk to him. Spartan Dog's got to talk, but I can't find him in camp because they do stretches. He gets in, gets out, and there's so much going on. You have to talk to the main players. And so by the time I'm talking to a Brian Branch or a JMO, he's probably getting himself into the locker room. And there's another side door that they can get to. I'm trying, but that was a story idea I wanted for this week, but maybe next week, an opportunity to talk to the vet. Good stuff. You guys are thinking. You guys are in simpatico with the doc. I like it. The cornerback spot, I'm starting with the defense first, I think is interesting. I think that I don't know about Ennis Rakestraw, and I just would tend to believe that he's somebody viewed as being super important, but he needs to play, but I don't think he's going to play all that much if he does at all. I think he's viewed as one of the key reserves on the outside and maybe can do some things at nickel if need be. So I would presume Arnold, Reed, Rakestraw, Robertson don't play, and you get a heavy dose of Hallett, DiCaprio Boodle, and Rock Ya-Sin. The vet, Yasin, made some plays. He's doing some things. You see that with Terry Arnold goes out, he's one of the top guys that gets opportunities. I had a chance to talk to him. You can go visit Lions on SI, see exactly what I asked him and how he answered it. He has high hopes for the Lions, and he's definitely getting better working up against the likes of Tesla and Jameson Williams and the great wide receivers and the great offensive weapons. So the cornerback position is interesting depth wise. I think Yasin has the early lead, but Hallett is making plays, and he had an interception. When you make an interception, you secure definitely some attention on yourself and the ability to read a play. And I believe it was the Jameson Williams play where he pulled up and there was miscommunication with Goff, and Hallett got the interception. Linebacker is interesting to me. Oh my goodness, is that competitive? The linebacker room is probably the most competitive. Let me know. What do you think? What is the most competitive? Hit the comments and let me know. Now, we know that Vaki's not going to play MC3. Do we think Vaki plays? Absolutely not. He will not play. He's got a hamstring situation, and it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. Mr. Lupe, what would make this game a win since the points at this time does not matter? All the developmental guys show out. Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin makes a play, a run stuff, strip sack would be nice. Giovanni Menu with the block pushing forward, seeing him maul somebody to the ground, a pancake, put someone to the ground. That'd be great. And no worries, guys. Ask anything. No bad questions. Nothing at all. But yeah, he's injured. And the reason why I know that right away is because I was the one that asked Dan Campbell about Vaki. He's injured and won't be there. The linebacker room, my goodness, competitive. Trevor Nowatzki, Deron Gilbert, Pittman, Turner. Pittman has an edge, I think, because of his special teams prowess and the work that he's done. So I just think that, they're going to have to, again, show out on special teams. And Pittman has been somebody that has been revered here in town for special teams. Nowatzki's going to be somebody that's going to compete very hard and make plays. Is very physical. Is getting better, getting more stronger and more physical. So he's out there making plays too, showing out a little bit. So I would think Turner and Gilbert are on the outside looking in. They have a chance to get back in if they showcase what they're about. Nowatzki, clearly they brought back, so there's an affinity there. So special teams is going to be important, and what the coaching staff and clearly what Kelvin Shepard, the former linebackers coach, now the defensive coordinator, what does he think about these guys? Can they get after it? Defensive line depth, my goodness. It's looking better than maybe people think. People understand, the interior of the defensive line has some things going on. outside of the starters, but the interior is looking okay. Chris Smith, I think, is steadily improving, maybe fighting for a spot, but for sure, might be one of those guys if he gets cut, ends up somewhere else. Keith Cooper, I think, is going to make a name for himself this camp. Big game for Keith Cooper. I think he's going to make a name for himself if he makes plays. Pat O'Connor, definitely making a name for himself, earning a spot. He's a gritty guy. He seems like a Dan Campbell guy. Now, at edge, this is going to be fun because I think the top three are going to make plays and maybe the other will as well. Uku had a good preseason last year, but a little bit of a slower start this year. Hassanin, Nate Lynn, and Mitchell Agude all have a chance to just do some things. It's going to be fun to see. Oh my goodness, it's going to be fun to see. Hassanin, I think, is going to show out. Could you imagine Hassanin? Could you imagine Hassanin getting after it today and just dancing and doing his thing? Thank you so much, Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes gets in $9.99 super chat. Top of the morning, Doc. Happy game day. Finally caught you live. Appreciate all the great coverage. Wesley, those comments are my favorite. Finally caught you live, Doc. Much appreciated. You know I do this because you guys are great. All the super chats, all the engagement. You guys rock. I'm happy I caught you, Wesley. More than you know. Thank you. It's humbling. Thank you. It's the nicest thing you can say is just to say thank you for doing it. It's not work. I should have got here earlier. Sorry, guys. I did an interview on the radio, 8:35, made the host laugh, Matt Shepard. We had a good time. These guys are, most of the time I thought these radio interviews would go 12, 15 minutes. All of a sudden, when the doc gets interviewed, they want me for 30 minutes. They're like, holy cow, this guy can talk. Wesley Snipes, get in here more. And hey, if you don't catch me live, you're more than welcome to find me in the comments. I will see it. Come hell or high water, I will spend 30 to an hour looking at the comments and seeing what's going on. If you have a question, hit me up. It's your community. I'm just the one crazy enough to fire it up every single day. Hit me up. You get a direct line to the DOC anytime you want, Wesley. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. $9.99 super chat for Wesley Swipes. Looking at on offense. Listen, guys, Hassanin, I think, is going to make a play. I think everybody that we want to see make a play today, let's just put out some positivity. Tesla, Hassanin, Hendon Hooker. Let's go. Get it out of the way quickly. Touchdown to Tesla to open the game. Strip sack for Hassanin, and get him in, get him out, make a play, erupt on someone, and get after it. Hassanin destroys Trey Lance, pops his helmet off. You get the hoo-wah from the man. Just get it out of the way quickly. Hoo-wah! Get it after it. Let's go. We all want to see it. Just get it out of the way so everybody can get excited. It's, waiting for all the pregame hype and all that stuff. Let's go. That's what we want to see. We want to see sacks, celebration, some energy. Get everybody into it. The backup guard spot's interesting. I like what I'm seeing from the guards. Starting wise, I think you're good with Mahogany Ratledge for a decade. You're good. You might need to find the center of the future. You might have it in Kingsley Egwakun or Cologne for a while. Nice is competing. We'll talk about center. But the guard spots are comfortable. My concern level is a 3. Natane Muti, Coyote Awosika, Colby Sorsdahl. I think Sorsdahl, we all know, is battling on the third team. Switched all over, left guard, right guard. He's got to find his role. He's probably, outside of Hendon Hooker, the most important position is going to be the offensive line. Giovanni Manu, Colby Sorsdahl. Those guys got to show out a little bit because their stock is dipping a little bit in terms of the confidence level of the fans and probably the coaching staff too. So they got to get after it. 59-75. They got to get after it. Keaton gets in. Hassanin speaks for itself. Love that one. Absolutely. Brent gets in. Great seeing you, Brent. The killer from Cairo, the Motor City Mummy, the Hassanin himself. Oh, okay. You want to do it like that? Perfect. Now introducing the killer from Cairo, the Motor City Mummy, the Hassanin himself, Ahmed Hassanin. Let's go. Egyptian hammer. I think that's probably what's going to end up sticking. The hammer. Hassanin. He's going to get after it. I think he's just likable. Likable guy. People are going to like what they see in him. No doubt about it. Backup center, I think clearly Graham Glasgow. Most people think Ratledge is the next guy. I don't. I think you just let Ratledge maul people at right guard all year long, and you go with Egwakun or Cologne. That's why you brought him. I think both of them have done well. Nice has also done well. That's going to be competitive. So we're going to see a little bit tonight where that looks. Now, this is the spot that I think is the weakest, is the, backup tackle spots. Skipper didn't have a good week. Manu's up and down. Jamarco Jones probably is the most consistent and probably is at the lead. We'll have a depth chart out a little bit later today. I think it's already in the hopper. Just need our editors to go through it. So make sure you check in with Lions on SI. I think that the tackle depth is probably the biggest area that should scare everybody, is the tackle depth. Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson abused Dan Skipper. That's just the way it was. Everybody saw it. You're just going to need those four guys, Skipper, Manu, Jamarco Jones, Mason Miller, to really show out. It's just what it's going to take. Wide receiver is interesting. When you look at Lovett, Jackson Meeks, that's probably the biggest competition. Jacoby Keeney James is in the mix. He's getting his number written down in some notebooks. Tom Kennedy, Ronnie Bell. Those are the guys that are going to be sneaky fun, I think, to watch today. Ronnie Bell maybe makes a play. Tom Kennedy always around. Maybe Kyle Allen and Tom Kennedy can link up. But Tom Kennedy does not seem to be somebody that I believe has a pathway to make it to the roster. I think he's a guy that the team really likes to have around during training camp. But we'll see. From my understanding at this point, we know Tate Ratledge and Tyleik Williams are not playing. The rest are on the table. They should be. They have to be. I don't think that a guy that's raw as Ahmed Hassan should be sitting at all. But it's, again, and if they do, it's fine. There's 3 more games. This really technically is a bonus for the Lions, for whoever plays. It's a bonus. But I would think Hassan will get any opportunity as he can to gain some confidence and to win some reps if he gets there, and let's get there in the second half and get some confidence. Lovett, Jackson Meeks is going to be a battle to watch the second week. People will talk about it. We'll write about it. I think Lovett clearly has the edge because he's a draft pick, but Jackson Meeks has made some plays. And then the biggest position battle that everybody wants to talk about. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hendon Hooker, Kyle Allen. People want to see what's going on. They want to see Hendon Hooker run this offense effectively, move the chains. Hey, get a touchdown. Nice touchdown toss to Zylstra. I think if you ask me, it's going to be a running back to open the scoring for the Lions or a tight end toss. Those are the guys that have been great. But, hey, maybe you open the preseason with some fun and you just launch it up to Tom Kennedy and see if a play is made. Have some fun with it. Hopefully Tesla gets out there and running around, do some things. Brent gets in about the preseason. I do not want the league to remove another preseason game to go to an 18-game schedule. We need them for the bottom of the roster practice squad guys. Absolutely. That's the you echoed the sentiments of what Dan Campbell said when we asked that very question to him last year. No, you're right, Brent. Ronnie Bell right now is on the outside looking in. But he can make plays. That's where we start at. Doesn't mean that's where he finishes. Also, guys, for us to continue to grow, keep smashing that like button. For everybody here that's watching on X, retweet, comment. Anybody in the room, like throughout the day, like this stream. That's how YouTube says, hey, people are interested, and they keep pushing it out further. Rock Howard gets in. Time for Hooker to ball out. No doubt about it. That's the guy. That's the guy that I think he needs to have. This is the most important for him as well. He needs to gain the confidence of the fan base that if something happens to Goff, he will not look like a lost puppy, that he can get out there and be a man among men, men among men, men among boys, and get after it. Be the guy. Be an answer. He looks more confident out there, but we all can look confident in the confines of practice when there's some control that you have. and you know that you're not going to get destroyed by the competition. When live action takes place, it's a whole different thing. It's faster. It's just competition. There's nothing that you can simulate, not even a scrimmage to simulate what's going on. Absolutely. Theo, good morning. Die Hard. Love it. A lot of you diehards in here, and I really appreciate that, finding me at any time, morning, midnight, morning, noon, and night. The preseason is probably Sorsdal's last chance to show something or he'll get cut. You're right on. Spot on, Theo. Drago, I think that experience matters. I would not say, to your point, Tesla over Patrick. I think that Patrick has the experience. Yeah, he's had a slow start, but in the end, Tesla has a long way to go with route concepts, understanding the complete nature of the offense, learning, and he's only going up against the 2s and the 3s. Maybe week 2, 3, you start seeing Tesla battle Terry and Arnold, get open against the best of the best, get open against DJ Reed. Absolutely, guys. You can run it back. You can rewind. This is made for you. Made for you guys to watch it on demand at your leisure. Just go back, rewind it, pause it, any given situation. Thank you, guys. Brent, I think Nate Lynn has a better chance to be WNM player to be the WNM player to make the roster over Sorsdal. Okay. Western and Mary, baby. They like him. I just paused for a minute because I'm like, man, 2 guys from Western and Mary. It's jarring. Maybe one of them shouldn't have been picked. I think we know who we're talking about. We'll see. Noah, TK85. I think he's a fan favorite, but no. Does Tom Kennedy have a shot of making the roster? I thought I saw him listed as second string. Those are unofficial guys. It's important. They're required to put it out, but I don't think so. I think that he's at best wide receiver 6 right now. At best. He's just a guy that they like around because of his effort, continuing to get better. And I think there's just one of those deals that Dan Campbell likes it, but there's just a lot of talent above him. I think he might be at Detroit Lions training camp his whole career. And he shows up and is on the Lions practice squad for a while until he decides. Just a guy that Dan Campbell likes having around. Maybe a personal reminder of some things. Theo, is Hooker starting tonight? I would be shocked if he wasn't. He needs to get after it. You need to have him go take live reps against some of the best that are going to be out there against from the Chargers. So I would presume, don't know inside knowledge, but I would think he's getting the start. But again, I think you see a couple early handoffs. I would say you go handoff, pass. Keep it simple. First series is okay. Couple runs. See what you got. Let the offensive line get into the rhythm blocking and get after it. Or you just go the opposite and just light it up right away. Super fans, football's back. See you at training camp, Doc. Talk soon. Let's go Lions. That's right. If you see me out there, say, Doc, what's up? I'll definitely come acknowledge you. That's been great to see. Every single practice, gotten a little bit of acknowledgement from 1 or 2 of you. That's really sweet and kind. It's been fun. All right. Now, to the point that I think people want to know and people are asking. And I do think that from today, we can generate further the player that nobody's talking about that's shining. We'll get some more information today because we talk about everybody, really. Everybody on the roster has been, I think, mentioned at least once here on the podcast. I just mentioned the depth battles on a lot of sides of the football, and I definitely talk about the best players on the team. But give me to this weekend, and I think that's a good story for Lions on SIs. The player nobody's talking about. El Guapo, you had to bring that up? I could go another half hour on that. Tigers doing a whole lot of nothing. Why are you bringing the vibe down, Guapo? This is Lions love. This is hype time. This is not Scott Harris getting destroyed by the Mariners. Superfan Hutch, the Doc, good morning. Who are you most excited to see today? Hopefully Tesla and Hassanin. Those are the guys. But on both sides of the ball, here's who has to shine. They have to show something. Hendon Hooker, Giovanni Manu on the offense. Tesla, you just want to see a play. You want to see his route, hey, run him deep, see what he's got, body control, see if you can get any kind of one-on-one matchup to help. Defensively, Hassanin, you want to see some great play from Broderick Martin. You want to see him clog the middle. You want to see great things from the defensive backs. I want to see Rocky Sin do some things. Veterans that have a spot on the team, you want them to solidify it. Dan Jackson, Dominic Lovett. Those are the guys. The guys that we want to see have to make plays. Be clean. The defensive line, Keith Cooper, no flinching, no mistakes, no errors. Get after it. That's what it's about. All right, 30 minutes flew by. Holy cow, guys. I probably could do 2 hours by myself these days. That's how much passion and how much support you guys are giving for the couple hundred of you that showed up here in the morning. Let's go. We got content at Lions on SI. Comment, hit the notification bell. Guys, people are noticing the engagement you guys are bringing to the table. Having fun meetings with people that want to learn about digital content. They've recognized Doc has some kind of leg up in the game. And I'll share a little insight. Had a great meeting. One of my best, most confident meetings I ever had. I stood in there, walked in the room, and told them exactly what I'm about. They were impressed. Because when you're confident and you just, tip of the day for anyone out there listening, struggling, be confident, learn, be in a position to put yourself in a spot to talk about yourself wisely. And I went in there as humbly as possible, talked about myself, talked about what I can bring to a table to help anybody. Not going anywhere at Lions on SI. They love me. But when people call you, you got to answer. And here's a little insight. Talk about myself. I said to them, I'm not a journalist. Big smile on my face that I'm not a journalist. I am somebody that creates content. I'm a podcaster. That's what I always want to be known as. I'm a podcaster. Doc Macaroon, the podcaster. That'll be my career title from now until I quit doing sports media. I'm a podcaster. The guy looked at me and was like, I don't think he liked that answer. But he says to me, well, if you're part of our brand, you can't go rogue, obviously. I almost started laughing. Said, do you think the Doc would go rogue? Am I rogue? The Doc? Am I rogue? That brought the interview to a halt a little bit. But then, of course, you say, come on. I do a podcast where I could do it in my t-shirt. I wear a collared shirt everywhere I go. I'm professional. Spicy, but professional. Doc Rogue, the Rogue Doc. The answer I gave was definitely professional. I don't disrespect your brand, sirs. Iconic SI has kept me since 2019 being me. Am I rogue? Great. I love it. Road Doc. Rogue Doc is about to head out on the road. Make sure you shout out Rogue Doc when you see me. Rogue. What a great word. Really, it is probably the best way to describe me. Rogue. Am I rogue? I almost started laughing hysterically, and that's the confidence I brought to the room. Everybody saw it. They just want to know the story, and I'm definitely free to share it with a lot of people. I love it because I'm passionate about it, because of you guys. You guys gave me the confidence to share it. Mr. Macaroon, you can't be rogue as a podcaster. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to cuss? What could I do to be that rogue? Rogue, R-O-G-U-E, rogue, Rogue Doc. Rogue, what a great word. Doc is rogue, the Rogue Doc. It sticks with you because you don't know anything about me then. You can't stay at Lions on SI for 7 years if you're rogue. They would throw me out faster than Scott Harris is going to get tossed from his job if he doesn't get this team over the hump in the next couple of years. The one thing I'm not is rogue. Is the Doc rogue? It really made me laugh. But thank you guys. You're opening the doors for me. People want to talk to me. I'm willing to talk. Maybe in the end, I'm in denial. I probably am rogue because I care and I'm crazy enough to do something I love over and over and over again. More than most. Like I said, it's silly. Listen, stuff that sticks with me that's silly that shouldn't. But everything that sticks with me just makes me better, makes me happy, makes me entertained, keeps me going. 9:30 in the morning. All right, I had to head to Canton. Rogue Doc. Shout me out. Listen. Ask any questions. Is Rogue interacting with your fans every single day for 15 years? Is Rogue broadcasting and being professional and saying what's on your mind? Rogue Doc. I like it. It has something that's percolating in my mind. Absolutely. And you know, I could be somebody to not support others. Your support of local podcasters is great. I go on everyone's podcast, except those that talk dumb, and you know who they are. Phil, listen, people know in the digital landscape, I'm making noise. People are well aware of the Lions on SI website, where it's showing up, all the videos, my face is showing up everywhere. You're hearing my voice everywhere. I've gone rogue. Dang it. But that's not, that's fun for me. That's just nonsense that I'm talking about on a YouTube show. But the one thing I do not want you to think of me as rogue. Any brand I've been affiliated with has made money. Any brand I've been with has had productivity standards met at the highest level. I work to make people around me happy because that makes me happy. Rogue Dog. Hitting the road. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you hitting me this morning. Let's go. Let's get after it. The Detroit Lions are back. I'm excited. I'm hyped up. I got energy for days. I'll be up all night. Content galore. We'll have podcasts tomorrow. I'll drive back. You've been listening to the Detroit Lions Lone Wolves podcast. Find anybody else broadcasting every single day live during training camp. You're not going to find it. I appreciate you humbly. Collars only, baby. Love you guys. Let's go. Rogue Doc is out, hitting the road. Peace.